Because if I can, I would like to do it. Because I don't really care about the championship mode, to be fair. So what would I even use as a car? I mean, I could still use this one, just with a different color. I mean, there was a... Like, the black and red, wasn't this an official color for the Dodge Viper? I think it was. Or maybe it was black and yellow, I can't remember.
Ready, set, go!
You just graduated. Well, it's fine to still take things slowly. You don't need to rush it, you know. This game looks very nice. What console was this on? This is the Nintendo 64. Obviously, it's originally an arcade game. I think the arcade cabinet is called Midway 5. But yeah, this particular version is Nintendo 64. Which is pretty cool. Yeah. The almighty Nintendo 64. Ouch. Yeah, it's one of those Nintendo 64 that looks surprisingly very good. Yeah, Nintendo 64, believe it or not, has games outside of or Super Mario 64. It's quite a revelation, I know, but it is indeed the case. We actually have many games outside of the Super Mario. I actually won. So I won mostly because everyone killed themselves in the process. A very common tactic in this game, indeed. It is how it works. I'm legally captured. Yeah, of course. I am legally using a real Nintendo 64 with my legally owned copy of Cruis'n World, indeed. That is correct. 100%. Don't worry about it. It is indeed the case. It's the 4 plugged in the ass. I don't think that will work, mister. Not like I want to try it either, but yeah. The thing is that... as I said, I am surprised by how good, well, both this game and the previous one look. Because the Nintendo 64, most games look very, very low polygon. But this one doesn't particularly look low polygon. Or at least not excessively. It still looks very... Oh, there goes that. It looks very... I'm destroying everything. Here the issue is that I still think that this speed is not enough for this mode. I'm playing very hard, even with power level 4, it seems to just not be enough speed. Like, it seems that I will need to unlock the... If there is an edge tier, I will have to unlock it. Will be crazy if there is another tier. So at that point we are reaching speeds that... We are reaching F-Zero speeds. Well, not F-Zero on the Nintendo 64 though. That game has very exaggerated ones. There goes that too. That's very funny. I think this won't be enough. I need to unlock the next reward to do this probably. Which is fine, I don't mind. But as you can see here, unless you get very lucky with these guys getting into accidents, you are not gonna progress. And that can apply regardless of how fast you are, essentially. So I still got second somehow, and second is qualifying. Most confusing thing for me is the insistence of a lot of games that there need to add a 64 to the title. Well, thankfully this wasn't one of them. The 64... well, considering that there are 3 games of this saga in the Nintendo 64, calling them 64 will be a little bit confusing indeed. You will have to call it Cruis'n 64 1, Cruis'n 64 2, and then 64 3. It doesn't seem particularly straightforward, if you ask me. Wow, everyone crashed. Nice. Amazing. At that speed, how are you even supposed to take that corner? Seems absolutely impossible. Well, there goes that too. But I gotta admit that it's pretty funny to watch them getting fucked like that. It's indeed quite amusing. And I finish on the finish post. Amazing. Pictures taken moments before disaster, indeed. It had 64 total release for the console. Yeah, of course. See, Super Mario 64 means that it's the 64th game in the console. Well, the reason why it's called 64 is because of 64 bits. I don't remember if it was the bus length or what they were bragging about. But yeah, the 64 comes from that. It's supposed to be the amount of bits in something that at the time was surprising because the Super Nintendo was 16 bits. So, you know, you go from that to that many more bits and it's quite a revelation. You know? Very important revelation. But yeah. They didn't have a 32-bit console. I don't know which one is supposed to be the 32-bit console. I think the Sega... Wasn't the Sega 32 supposed to be the 32-bit console? I think they were competing against that. So as a marketing thing, they call it the 64.
Ready, set, go!
Sega was Saturn. Yeah, but like the marketing with 32 was with the Sega Genesis add-on. Like the Sega Genesis had an add-on that allow you to run games like Knuckles Chaotix that supposedly were so processing consuming that they needed that add-on. But in reality it was just a marketing strategy to get money from morons. And I guess it worked for some of them. Promise you have games like Knuckles Chaotix being locked to a shitty ass console like that one. Well, not like the game is anything groundbreaking though, but it's at least cool in some way. That wasn't enough. Yeah, it was like everything was a marketing thing. Everyone wanted to measure themselves It was quite amusing the way they did that.
Ready, set,
Very aggressive marketing indeed. But yeah, the Nintendo 64 whole appeal was the 64 bits. And they really wanted to let you know because
checkpoint.
I mean every major title having 64 in the title is something. But yeah.
Checkpoint.
Back then those sort of things were quite aggressive. Well, it's not any different than, for example, I remember on a I don't remember if it was the PlayStation 4 or what, or if it was the Xbox One that didn't allow to share games that you own on a CD. And in, well, basically the opposite console, what they did in a conference is like a tutorial on how to share a game, and they should show like one of the guys giving the other one the CD. Basically mocking the other company that they couldn't do that. I know that it was Xbox One and PS4, but I don't remember which one was the one that couldn't share.
Ready,
That's the thing. I remember it was a qualm between the two, but I don't remember which one was being mocked and which one... Oh, it was the Xbox thing. And yeah, and I remember that marketing-wise, the Xbox One got quite demolished by Sony with their PS4 marketing. Game Boy Advance had Game with Advance in the title too, yeah, that's also true. Well, in fact, yeah, that is the case. Well, I was about to say, this series has a game on the Game Boy Advance, though it's not called Advance, surprisingly. It's called Cruis'n Velocity. Ironically, and I don't know if it's intentional, there is, well, the first Game Boy Advance game of F-Zero is called Maximum Velocity. But I don't know if they had an agreement on calling like the Game Boy Advance game Velocity or something, but yeah. It was something. They are both on the Game Boy Advance and both have the Velocity name. It's cool, at least. But yeah, it's the way it works. I like it. The word velocity is very... It's a very cool word, if you ask me. Very, very nice. I'm not sure what's supposed to be the difference between velocity or speed, because I'm pretty sure they mean the same thing. Maybe we already had this conversation before, but yeah. I think they are very similar concept, if not the exact same. Even in easy, the races are intense. Well, it's because it's not in easy. This is very hard. It's just that the game tells you that some tracks are easy or not, which is absolute bullshit, because there's nothing easy about this particular track. Like, especially Russia in this game is not easy. Oh, and we have a bot. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna kill you in a second. I'm too busy driving in Russia. But I will kill you in a little bit. Don't worry. Just wait for me right there. You are gonna get killed. Alright. Dead. Stupid ass bot. I guess I need to blacklist that domain that they mentioned. Velocity is speed plus direction. Vector, while speed is just normal measurement. Okay, thanks. I hope I remember that for the next time that the doubt appears. It's hard. It's a little bit hard to remember. Since I didn't study physics, those sort of things are not particularly easy to remember at all. Trying to block them and I'm failing. Maybe I shouldn't even try to block them. Also, so I got killed there because I jumped on that road bump. The idea is that you dodge that road bump. That you're not supposed to jump on it. Oh, that was close. You sack of shit, damn. I lost all my speed because of that asshole. God damn it. It's more for physics classes. Yeah, I know. But I didn't really study physics in university. So yeah, I cannot tell you much about it. But I have a feeling that instead of worrying on completing this mode in very hard, I think the best thing I could do is seeing what that last unlocking tournament mode is, because it seems pretty clear that even though you can win these races, there might be another tier, another power level, perhaps. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm surprised that the champ didn't trigger there. But no, I still want to finish it. At least once. If we play like that, maybe it won't happen. I just murdered that poor Toyota. It's interesting to see that the traffic cars are also the pickable cars. Like, these are not generic traffic cars. These are the same selectable cars with different colors that you can also pick, by the way. So that's cool, at least. That everything that you see, if you like one of the cars, you can pick it. No problem. Even those stupid pickup trucks, yeah, you can pick those too. It's fantastic. Fantastic indeed. I really wonder how many modes the next game is gonna have. The next game being Cruis'n Exotica, and I don't know what they are gonna consider exotic. I wonder if they are actually gonna use South American countries there. The real question is if it is offensive to consider a country exotic. Because exotic, for what I understand, means something that is out of the ordinary, right? Something that is uncommon, foreign, right? Like that sort of stuff. So will considering a country exotic be offensive? I wonder, because it's like you're calling them alien in a way, right? So will it be an offensive thing? I don't know. I don't think you will call a country exotic. If anything, you could call the experience exotic, right? I don't know though. It's a word that I don't use very often, so I have no idea. One of those words that is not much in my vocabulary. That was a slide. And this game has drifts. Wow, okay. If you want to drift, you can. It's just that it doesn't seem to be any reason to drift. Like, it just seems to be all disadvantages. Doesn't seem to be a single advantage to drifting. At first I thought it was faster, but it really doesn't seem faster at all. But yeah, it's an option in case you want to drift. You basically you press the brakes while you're accelerating, and that's how you drift. Oh, I didn't. Nice! Game, what are you doing? Yeah, that's me screaming after what I just fucking saw there. What the hell? There seem to be a lot of trucks in this game. I think they are 12. Each one, well, I would like to say each one representing a different country, but the USA has 3 tracks, so yeah. Each one representing a place, not necessarily a different country, but yeah. You have quite a lot of tracks, indeed. It is the case. I don't know. It's around the same amount that the previous game has.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, US #1, indeed. Well, I mean, the previous game was literally Cruis'n USA, so I understand. It's just that if you're gonna have a separate game called Cruis'n World, I will expect that you will at least make more emphasis in things outside of the USA. But yeah, I guess not. I guess that's too much to ask. US #1. It seems to be the sentiment of the game. So it's pretty interesting how the time limit is completely worthless. Like, the time limit not once has been a problem. Not even when I was going with the slowest speed possible. Like, it was never an issue. So it might as well not exist. It serves zero purpose. For what I understand, counting this one, there are 5 tracks remaining, I think. So yeah, in total I think it's 12, more or less. It's a very cool amount, indeed. Ouch. I have a feeling that there is still one more upgrade to unlock. You will need to farm the tournaments for that. I mean, I guess it's not that hard, but I'd rather not. No. Jesus Christ, okay. That was something. But the problem is that this guy is gonna make me not get into the podium. What an asshole, god damn it. Yeah, drifting in a Ford pickup. Then, what a piece of shit. More surprised that these are just a minute long and the timer starts at 70 seconds. Well, technically they are more like a minute and a half long. It's just that since I unlock upgrades, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it is quite silly. Because even if it is technically more time, you still get checkpoints, so at that point, even if it's less time than the total track time, the checkpoints are gonna make sure that that's not the case, so it is indeed a little bit weird. But yeah, it's a very stoner game, that much is for sure. But, you know, it's as I said when I was playing the previous game. This one is mostly a comical game. It might as well be of the comedy genre. See, this type of goofy accidents, for example, all this stuff is just goofy. You cannot take it seriously. Damn, I barely got past that asshole. Okay, you get a 20-second time bonus, though. I guess it's something that it doesn't work like that on arcade. Like, I have no idea how the arcade version of this game is, but for what I understand, the time might carry over between tracks. But since this is the console version, you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, it doesn't seem to matter too much, you know. I did a backflip. You know that this game, very funnily enough, has trick points. Like, depending on how you move on a ramp, your car does a trick, and you get points for that. Well, points that I think that matter nothing in this particular mode. But the point is that you get that, and that crash backflip didn't count as one, unfortunately. You can do very clean backflips when you crash against someone. The backflips are insanely clean, but no, it's not it doesn't count. Unfortunately, that also doesn't count. That was a very dumb accident, though. Like, I crashed against the side of the road. I shouldn't have. But yeah, it's okay. You just need to get good. Though what really scares me is the moon track. Like, the moon track was already hard when I was super slow. It's probably gonna be so messed up right now when I'm this fast. It's probably gonna be so messed up. Why are there UFOs in the UK? That's because that part is the Stonehenge. And some people say that the only way that the Stonehenge could have been built is with an alien's intervention. Basically the same thing that they said about the Egypt pyramids. Some people are nutjobs, and they say that these historical monuments are too complex to have been made by ancient civilizations, so instead they contribute, say, things to the aliens. So that's why they have this. That's what they have the UFOs. Kinda like if you go to... Well, in a ship they don't have it, and a ship is a truck in this game. For some reason it's not enough for the game. So yeah, see, you can do tricks like that. Oh, it adds 1 second. Instead of giving you points like in championship mode, it adds a second to the timer as if that was needed. So yeah, on top of the insane amount of time you already have, you also get even more time if you manage to do tricks. Yeah, very nice. I'm doing some very sick tricks right now, though. I gotta say. Like, holy shit. My opponents are doing some sick tricks against the wall, though. But yeah, tracks like this are hard. But then you add traffic to the equation and they are even more hard. Unfortunately, unless this guy is getting to an accident, okay, yeah. Exactly like that. This type of corners are super dangerous. You don't know what's coming. I mean, you can see the traffic on the radar at least. But it's very hard to predict what lane it's gonna be on. It's that sort of stuff. Alright. On to New York, we move on. I'm really worried about the last track. Like, the last track, it took me, I think, 5 attempts on the easiest difficulty. So I don't want to imagine what's gonna be here. There goes that. That's probably average Mexico road. You think so? I don't know. I haven't visited Mexico, but it could be. It could be the way they are. Well, actually, Cloncat was here minutes ago. He will be able to tell you if the roads are like that. No, probably not. I mean, especially since it wasn't a city road, that's for sure. Probably he might not have seen it. Okay. Oh, I didn't see that. That New York ends with the Statue of Liberty. It's pretty funny to draw the parallel with China when I don't know if you saw it, but when you reach the end of the road in China, you get a picture of Mao. You know, one of the guys that was the governor of China. Very, very funny, I gotta say. So, Mao, I'm pretty sure it's a very old ruler, isn't he? I don't think it's supposed to be a ruler of the 90s. Right? Isn't he like way older than that? There goes that. Yeah, that Mao, indeed. You have a picture of Mao, casually. I'm pretty sure that guy is not from the 90s. I also think that he's kind of seen as well, he's obviously a historical figure, so I guess it wouldn't be surprising that there is a random place that shows him. I'm also not sure if that random place that shows him in this game is supposed to be Tiananmen Square. I think it is supposed to be, which will make it even more funny. Yeah, a chairman. You can call him that. Can people watch Twitch in China? Yes, but they probably need to use a VPN. But using a VPN is something that is, for what I understand, very widespread in China. Like, they actually, a lot of people use it, so... Like the same way that, I don't know, someone in... Like, you know how in South America PC game piracy is extremely big? Like, it's treated as a normal thing, even though if you do that in a European country, you can get fined, right? Well, I think that in China it's something similar. That the VPN in a lot of countries is seen as like some hacker man thing, but in China it's like an everyday thing. Which makes sense, because if you have so much content locked simply because of the great China firewall, then yeah, you will want something to bypass that. But yeah, I think that's how they do it. But yeah, I don't know that much about China to confirm and deny. I mean, and or deny. This stoner ass song. But yeah, we live in the piracy age in Malaysia. Well, in a lot of very developing countries, that's the case. But yeah, so if you think that the Mao picture is the most stoned thing that this game has, you are wrong.
Come on down.
The most weird thing that this game has, well, you are seeing it right now.
I got Cruis'n at 419er, over.
If you think that a picture of Mao is the weirdest thing,
Come on down.
you are in for a surprise. I'm also very amused by the super
Commands countdown.
thick accent
2, 1.
that the announcer has. Like, come on down. Like one of those very
We have liftoff.
cowboy accents.
Payload release.
And yes, we are gonna race on the moon.
We're cruising now.
We are cruising now. Problem is that you need to watch these stupid ass credits every time. For some reason, like the credits don't show up before the moon. No, I mean after. They show up before for some reason, even though the game is not over yet. But yeah, I cannot skip them. Like, if I could skip them, I would. I wouldn't even think about it. Yeah, Tor, but I think they will use VPNs more than Tor. Tor is not that useful if you want to change your geographical location. Yeah, on the moon. Yeah, as I told you, like having a Mao picture at the end of the Chinese track is nothing compared to driving in the fucking moon, indeed. And it's a very hard track, that's the problem. Like, it's actually, as I said, it took me like 5 or 6 attempts to beat on the easiest difficulty, and this is the hardest difficulty, so I don't know how much it's gonna take, but we will see. You can't believe it? Okay, I really need to... Wait, give me a second. I really need to blacklist that domain. Thankfully, it's easy to remember. But yeah, it has to be blacklisted. That's for sure. God damn it. Well, in fact, I think that in my Twitch chat, if I haven't blacklisted so many spam domains, I will still get spam even more. That's the amusing thing. There are so many so many domains of this. Well, probably half of them already got reported and shut down. But then again, reported maybe by Twitch, but I guess technically they are not doing anything illegal. Like, selling bots is not an illegal activity. I mean, it's illegal for Twitch, but when it comes to country law, I think it's a, you know, like a normal transaction that you will be a moron if you do, but the point is that you can do it. Yeah, Moria Shrine Frog. So that domain already exists, not the frog, but the Moria Shrine one. Well, it's okay though. I hope I remember. It was .com, right? Was it a .com domain? Because I remember the name of the site, but I don't remember the domain. I think it was .com, right? Oh yeah. As you can see, we are driving on the moon. So yeah. This game is like that. It is? Okay, thank you. Oh shit. It even makes you do the trick even when you don't want to. That's fucked up. But you know, the most fucked up thing will be somehow getting third place here. Because every single corner is like that. Every single corner is super tight. So what you need to do... Wow, nice. What you need to do is have the AI shit itself as well. So otherwise, you ain't gonna get third at all. I think that it's a missed opportunity to not have gravity shenanigans, especially when the introduction was your car bouncing at low gravity. Tim, I actually got it on the first try. Yeah, exactly, just like what you're saying now, Marcao. Yeah, moon gravity will be cool. How is there traffic on the moon? I also wonder that the first time I see that track, but yeah. It's a joke. It's a comedy game. But yeah, I guess that was the main mode, Cruise the World in very hard difficulty, which I think it was, right? Yeah. And it's the hardest one. What comes afterwards, it loops back to easy. So yeah, essentially, it's the hardest it gets. But yeah. Thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream, most likely with the next one, which I think it's Cruis'n Exotica. So yeah, have a good one everyone, and take care.